So, what are you going to do now? Even today I can still hear those words. I had spent a long time building something with great care. Then someone came along and destroyed it in just a few moments. He stood in front of me with his arms folded. He was taller than I was, much stronger than I was, and with a smug smile he asked, "So, what are you going to do now?" At that moment I had no answer. Life looks different today, but the question has never really gone away. What do you do now when life seems to reach a dead end? What do you do when your plans fall apart, doors begin to close, and you simply cannot see a way forward? As a pastor, I find myself asking that very question these days. What do we do now? When everything seems to be changing, when church buildings have to be sold, when there are fewer pastors and ministry leaders than ever before, when financial resources continue to shrink, when more and more people walk away from the church. The Bible offers an answer that is thousands of years old, and yet it feels as relevant today as ever. In today's Impulse we read, "I cry out to God Most High, to God who fulfills his purpose for me." What a remarkable statement. David does not say, "I'll figure this out on my own." He doesn't say, "I have everything under control." Instead, he begins with a simple but powerful declaration of trust. I cry out to God. That is not an escape from reality. It is the first step toward facing reality with courage. When we bring our struggles to God, we acknowledge that our own resources are limited, but His are not. That is where hope begins. God does not always bring our circumstances to the ending we imagined, but He always leads them toward His good purpose. Sometimes He opens doors we never even noticed. Sometimes He changes our hearts before He changes our situation. And sometimes He simply gives us the strength we need to take the very next step. So perhaps the most important question is not, what am I going to do now? The better question is, who will I walk with as I take my next step? When God walks beside us, we don't need to have every answer. It is enough to know that the one who knows the beginning of our journey also holds its ending securely in His hands. That is why the anxious question, "What do I do now?" can become a quiet prayer. "Lord, show me my next step." Very often that simple prayer becomes the beginning of a future we could never have imagined on our own.